Once you have all 4 tires complete, oh, and before I show you how to attach, last video I showed you that you could either go line straight across or do these types of lines here. If you haven't done your tread, if you're jumping ahead and watching the whole video before you go back and make your tires, another way you could do tread would just be kind of poking some dots in there. So that's if you don't want all this kind of rough edge, you could just kind of show dots and could just kind of put dots. So there's lots of different ways, different textures, things that you could do to show tread in the tire. So anyway, so to start adding your tires to your vehicle, take some extra clay, and if I put this tire on, you can see that it's not, it's gonna, the tire needs to be lifted up. So we need to kind of prop the tire up, or the car up, like on a lift, if you will, and we want to kind of keep it on a lift while the tires are on there so that they can dry. If I were to put this on top, then the pressure of all the weight of the car will make this tire go flat, and we don't want the tires to look flat when we're done. So what I've done is I've taken some extra clay and I've just kind of squeezed the clay so that I have 2 decent size pieces of clay. And if you need it to be thicker, you just kind of squish it together a little bit more. But you want it to be big enough so that it's going to really stabilize your car. So the next thing you're going to do, so you can see that putting this kind of on a lift, and then now you're able to go in and you're able to add your tires. However, one thing you do need to consider is you'll notice that when I'm trying to put this tire on, I'm running into this clay here, which you don't want to do. So maybe my clay needs to be smaller so that the bottom, so the clay is just fitting inside in between, so it's not interfering with where the tires are going to be placed. This clay, we are not attaching to it. This is just for right now. This is temporary. This clay will eventually just pop off when we are done so that we can dig out the inside when we're ready for that step. So right now your car is going to be on a lift. Your next step is going to be to attach your wheels to your vehicle. So you're going to be turning this tire over so you see the flat side. You're going to take a paper clip or some other tool and you are going to score the back. This is kind of like a complex tic-tac-toe board. You don't want to score like this. That is not going to be enough. I like using the paper clip just because I feel like I get a lot more little areas. You see all this little rough stuff that's down here? That's what you're looking for, so you want quite a bit of that. You kind of want those fingers. And if you remember me talking about scoring, and I'll review again with you in just a minute. So do you see all those little fingers? That's what you want, so that the clay is going to be able to attach to one another. So if I take 2 pieces of clay and I put 2 pieces of clay together like this, there's nothing there holding them together. There's nothing to bond them. So when it dries, it's just going to fall apart. Even if I score one side and I try and put them together, again, there's nothing for these guys to attach to. This is my scoring side. There's nothing for you to attach to. So you have to score both sides, and then you're going to use a little bit of water. And when you're older, you tend to use slip, but in 6th grade, we use just a little bit of water. It works just as well. And it's going to act as our glue so that when we add water to one side of my little fingers here, and we add the other side together, you're going to see that these guys are going to connect and they're going to make a nice strong bond so that your tires will not fall off. So you don't want something like this. You do want something like this. So now I'm going to lift this tire up. I'm not going to place this tire, this car sideways because I don't want to squish the other fenders on the other side. I don't want to flatten them. So I'm going to go in and I'm going to score where that tire is going to go. And again, notice that I'm really roughening up that area. So I have kind of those fingers that are kind of sticking up. I'm going to take a little bit of water. Really don't need much, just a tiny bit, a little dab, and then I'm going to go in and I'm going to secure my tire. I'm going to do the same thing over on all 4 sides. And then you're going to place that back down. Now this tire is secure, it's up off the ground. You're allowing it to kind of, that connection to get nice and strong, and the tire is not going to look flat. So your next step would be attaching your tires to your vehicle.